New series for the middle of the week. Boy oh boy, because I've already retired, I have a lot of time on my hands. And today, also because I'm a cynic, I want to talk about Senator Mitch McConnell, practically the most cynical of human beings on the planet, and how he amazes me entirely. Ayo, Zempuck here. Another day not working for the man. Please help me out by leaving a comment, tapping that like button, and subscribe if you haven't already. Now on to the shizow. Boy, oh boy. Mitch McConnell is my hero, obviously, from the perspective of anyone who's ever called him or herself a cynic. I mean, this is a man last best known as a man who said, hey, a few months before a presidential election is much too close to confirm a Supreme Court judge. The people should decide, because of that whole election year bit. And then went on to do exactly that, or the opposite of what he said 4 years later. Wow, this is cynicism bordering hypocrisy. We're possibly well past bordering, and we're knee-deep into the hypocrisy part. But I wouldn't know anything about that, because a true cynic believes in his own shit. Okay? But now he's done something even grander and more cynical. Okay? Arbitrarily, he's finally acknowledged our president-elect as being Biden. Why now? I hear it's because the Electoral College vote has been casted, right? But why should that moment matter? Didn't White House troll Stephen Miller talk about having a whole slew of alternate electors that'll vote Mr. Orange Douchebag in? Why did Mitch cave so early? Surely a true cynic would wait all the way until Inauguration Day to not anger the Twitter beast that is Mr. Artificial Cheetos Coloring Man. But the answer lies before us already. Mitch McConnell is such a cynic that he understands he works best playing Dr. No against a regime than actually governing. Just look at the years when Republicans were actually in charge, right? He still wasn't able to usher through a healthcare reform, which was literally the rallying cry for Republicans throughout the entirety of the Obama administration. He could barely be bothered to keep pandemic-stricken folks on a few extra $100 a week, lest corporations with billions in assets be left out in the lurch. Hey, maybe another relief bill is coming, that's still possible, but even if it does, it will be in spite of him, not because of him, alright? Now, I'm not saying that he doesn't love Orange Douche. It's just that when Cheetos is president, it looks bad for Mitch when he doesn't actually accomplish anything on the national level, right, the federal level. And yet Mitch keeps getting reelected by the lovely state of Kentucky. Let's also check out where his home state is at, okay? I think according to a U.S. News & Report, Kentucky as a state is 44th out of 50 on healthcare, 38th out of 50 on education, 39th of 50 on the economy, and 45th out of 50 on fiscal stability. Wow. Would you still have a job if you were in the bottom quarter in all these categories? I mean, honestly, the best thing about these statistics that I can say is, okay, great, I guess Kentucky isn't the absolute worst, right? It's not 50 out of 50 states, but it's pretty much near the bottom, economically speaking, right? And this man's a Republican. I thought Republicans were supposed to be business-friendly, okay? Yet this man keeps trucking along somehow. Please enlighten me, the great folks of Kentucky. What is it about his lovely mug that makes you want to vote for him? Please tell me this, because I'm so curious how someone like this, he is the majority, he's a Senate majority leader, right? So one of the most powerful men in Washington, D.C., and is somehow unable to make his state even average. Again, in summary, I want to reiterate that I love this man, Mitch McConnell, because he has basically achieved my dream job, which is to, by what I can gather, okay, simply to constantly say no, regardless of whether there are human or economic or moral costs, okay, to do absolutely nothing for his actual constituents that gave him the job, yet continue to wield some semblance of power, and also, as a bonus, slowly transform into looking like Jabba the Hutt. Amazing! Does Mitch have a course on leadership? Because if yes, then yes, please, sign me up. Anyway, this is my take on current events. Check out some of my usual videos on the corners. Have a good day.